Hello and welcome to the Drum Awards for Out of Home 2021.
Yes, we are coming to you live from the Drum Labs in the heart of London's Shoreditch, where we even have a live and a very much alive studio audience.
Yes, hello again, live audience. But today we are going to celebrate not only some of the best current work from around the world, but also some of the best work this industry has produced over the last 10 years.
But before getting on with the show, we thought it might be a good idea to remind you of what the Drum Awards stand for. And I'm sure, Gordon, you would be delighted to tell everyone.
Indeed I am, because some people sometimes say we do too many awards. And do you know what I say when they say that, Lynn? Do you know what I say?
What do you say?
Do you know what I say? I say no, the Drum Awards does not do lots of awards. We do one awards, because this awards is a singular award scheme with a singular mission, and that is to help our readers make better decisions.
Indeed, and we run awards for every part of the marketing ecosystem, such as experience, digital and out of home. But their aim is the same, to recognise best practice, the best companies, but probably most importantly, the best people around the entire world.
Absolutely, and we will use our channels to tell the stories of that best practice. We want to make the work famous and the people behind it famous too. And of course, sharing these stories and sharing this knowledge will help our community make better decisions and ultimately drive up standards across the board.
Of course, and I hope you enjoy this TV live format, allowing us to engage with more people than ever before. It really has become more inclusive, I think, the way we used to do it in person, but now people from all over the globe can take part. But of course, we will also be using other channels, such as our website, thedrum.com, one of the world's largest media marketing platforms, to tell these stories. And remember, you can log on to thedrum.com to see all the winning case studies from tonight's show, and actually from all the shows that we've run this year. Absolutely.
But then this is obviously an important mission, and would not have been possible without the help and support of a huge number of people, including today's sponsor, Alight Media, who you'll be hearing from in a moment.
Indeed. And of course, our amazing judging panel, which was chaired by Anna Bagger, President and CEO at Out of Home Advertising Association of America. And I think we're going to see the judges here.
Yes, there they are.
They're looking
very
good.
Stylish panel of judges.
Indeed.
But we are almost ready to kick off, I'm pleased to say. But first, we should also let you know about a special category designed to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Out of Home Awards.
Yes, we have pulled together all of our previous Grand Prix winners and asked the drum community to vote for what they believe is the very best of the best campaign. We'll be screening each contender throughout today's show, with the winner announced at the end, which is really, really exciting.
Yes, it is exciting. Are you ready? Are you ready for some award action? Yeah, are you ready for some award action?
I think we are.
Well, that's just as well. But before we get into that, I should actually remind you what you should do if you are lucky enough to win. There's footage from our Zoom rooms from our last few competitions, and you can see people caught in mid-ecstasy. And that really sets a good protocol for how to believe when you win a gong, doesn't it?
Indeed, well done to all the previous winners. I mean, I think we should get that reaction, especially if you're in the room with us today, and even if you're at home, if you're with your family, your friends, whatever you're doing, just as we would say in Scotland, give it loudie.
Give it loud, indeed, absolutely.
Give it loud. I might throw in the odd Glasgow term today. But to get the show on the road, can I now welcome to the stage our headline partner, who is the Chief Revenue Officer of Alight Media, Jed Glover, who's an amazing human, and he is going to announce the winners, or the first winners, of 2021. Welcome, Jed.
Media is proud to support the Drum Awards for Out of Home, now in their 10th year, showcasing and celebrating the brilliant work across our industry of our fellow media owners, agencies and brands. It's been really inspiring to judge and support as headline partner for the last couple of years, and I'm delighted to be here to help announce the very well-deserved winners.
Now, to the first category of 2021, which is special build and site adaptations. This is one where creative minds really can run riot, and often do. So our first Out of Home nominations are, okay, there they are, the lucky bunch who've worked really hard But picking up the first highly commended accolade of the show is the campaign by Talent Outdoor, Havas Media and the BBC for, you guessed it, the BBC. Good work. Well, and Jess, I do believe the power is in your hands to reveal the winner.
Thank you. So the first award goes to a campaign that saw the creative explode off the billboard. The brand made famous for being loved or loathed audaciously launched a chili-flavoured variation. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the award goes to Kinetic, Adam and Eve DDB Mindshare for Unilever Marmite.
Such a good campaign.
That was not black and white to me, Lynn. I absolutely loved that idea, though I have to admit I do hate Marmite.
So do I. Possibly the first thing we've ever agreed on in almost 19 years.
Well, the show's off to a good start.
Oh, it's off to a very good start.
Yeah.
It's very harmonious, isn't it? Okay, well, I think you're up next, Gordon. Come on.
Sorry, I'm just sort of thinking about Marmite. But as we mentioned, this year's Out of Home Awards celebrates its 10th anniversary. So let's take a look back at our very first Grand Prix winner, which was the very best from our very first show back in 2012. Brilliant campaign. I actually just cut that video slightly short there because you didn't actually see the sort of fungal growth that then took over that poster to spell out the word contagion, which is very, very relevant in today's climate. But it was an amazing campaign that went viral.
Oh.
Not in the best sense of the word.
No, definitely. I remember actually when we launched these awards, well, so it would have been 11 years ago, because obviously you do it a year in advance. But I remember when the industry approached us to sort of say, like, the drum should really get behind the out-of-home industry. We put together these awards, and I had no idea we were going to see work that good in year one, did you?
No, and that's the thing about out of home, because it's the most traditional media. I used to go to the Build Posters Ball every year in Glasgow, where literally it was bucket paste mob, and suddenly it's made this transition to being a very sophisticated, data-driven, digitally run industry.
Yep.
So the transformation has been amazing, and I think our first years has really charted that story, and you'll see that as we go through the Grand Prix winners.
Indeed, it just gets better and better. Well, so often it's the huge images that grab the attention in out-of-home campaigns, but our next category hones in on the written words as we move on to, you've guessed it, best copywriting. Here are the very worthy nominees. Well, I can tell you that the highly commended entry is Forever Beta for Amazon Prime Video. Very, very well done to you guys.
Yes, well done, Forever Beta. It used to be a neighbour of the drum, actually, when we first moved to London. But the award goes to a campaign that really grabbed the headlines to help one of the UK's largest media brands celebrate its 200th anniversary. It goes to Oliver Agency for The Guardian.
Message. Locations with deeper meaning, like a mega banner in Manchester, moments from The Guardian's birthplace. Copywriting as bold as the newspaper itself, and art direction that used trusted typography from 200 years in print. The campaign continued across press, display, social, and film.
Think of those that marched this road before. History is watching us, and what will we become?
Even collaborations with editorial with a limited edition 200-year newspaper and digital special edition. The campaign resonated with the industry and, crucially, with readers. It was one of The Guardian's best performing campaigns to date, delivering generous financial support. We also saw a 16% increase in awareness with non-readers, a powerful starting point for the next 200 years.
Well, huge congratulations to everyone at Oliver, and I have to say the Guardian has been consistent in putting out brilliant work over the years, and maybe that explains why they've been around for 200 years.
Oh, a bit like you, Gordon.
Well, didn't I notice your 200th LinkedIn anniversary, Lynn? Or does it seem like that?
My 200 likes, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we are now moving on to our next category, classic posters and banners. I remember as a teenager in my bedroom, it was covered in posters. So I had posters like, I had Bruce Lee, I had the Muscles from Brussels, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and of course, Dieter Brummer. But what kind of posters did you have?
That was really cool, Lynn, I have to admit. I had VW Beetles, camper vans, minis, and that's why I had no friends.
Oh, he's got friends tonight, hasn't he? Give Gordon a round of applause. Make him feel loved.
I'm trying to make up for now.
You're such an attention seeker. Okay, right. Let's go on with revealing the poster and banner category nominations. Here they are. Well, it is a great category with some excellent strategic and creative work, and our judges have highly commended Talon for my favourite, McDonald's. Good stuff.
Yep, well done, Talon. But the award goes to a campaign for one of the UK's best-known DIY retailers. The strategy was to take DIY from being a tiresome chore to become an exciting opportunity to express yourself. Let's express ourselves with new shelves, new gutters, and all that stuff. Anyway, the Classic Poster and Banners Award goes to Kinetic, Uncommon and Wave Maker for B&Q. Well done.
Brilliant work. Okay, before we move on, let's travel back in time for some truly blue sky thinking, kind of giving it away here. Here's the Grand Prix prize winner from 2013.
That was really an amazing piece of work. And it's amazing also to think that was back in 2013, because if someone produced that now, you'd deem it a pretty sort of sophisticated idea. But do remember to hang on to the end of the show. Obviously, you guys in the room don't really have an option. They've locked the doors. But everybody else, because we were going to reveal the winner of our Grand Prix at the very end. And voting, I still think, is going on. I think, to be honest, it's a done deal, but voting is still going on. So if you want to go onto thejum.com, you'll be able to find a place where you can vote for your Grand Prix.
Indeed, but it's not the end until it's the end.
Yes.
So just remember that, you can keep voting. Now, poster campaigns are often associated with short copy of capturing that all-important split-second glance from the audience, but some aim to stop passerbys in their tracks and entice them to spend more time consuming more complex messages. And this is what our best use of long copy aims to celebrate. So Gordon, will we just cut to the chase and go straight to the winner?
I think we should, because it's an exciting category. And this campaign was brave, to say the least. Well, it said a lot by saying the least. By taking a bold copy-driven approach to celebrating women's sexual health in the lead up to Masturbation Month. And the award goes to Elephant for KY. Let's have a look.
That's pretty good.
Yes,
what do you think?
It is. I believe that's going a bit longer. Has everyone read it as long copy? Some interesting terms in there I hadn't heard before, I have to admit.
I know, I think the term that really struck me was stir that honey pot. I thought it was very sweet.
Yes, I'm sure it did.
Okay, let's move on before we get into trouble.
Yeah, but I don't understand why most big organisations get a day, but the masturbators got a whole month.
Wow, they were busy.
Yes. Anyway. Yes, we should move on.
It's turning into a very different kind of show. Right. Whew. Next up is our small budget category. Out of home can sometimes appear an expensive way to reach an audience, but some killer creative, great results can often be delivered despite a small budget. So let's take a look at the nominees. And I can tell you that the judges have highly commended the fabulous Zulu Alpha Kilo for Toronto Association of Business Improvement Areas. So hats off to you guys.
Yep, and indeed, Zulu Alpha Kilo are fabulous, won a few of our awards, and our CEO's been writing for the Drum this month, so it's a really good blog if you want to have a read of that.
Check
But
it out.
anyway, the award goes to a hard-hitting campaign which highlighted the dire situations for high streets around the world during lockdown. The small budget award goes to the local collective for Seville's Village BIA.
Businesses in one Toronto neighbourhood are hoping to draw attention to the struggles facing smaller merchants.
Retailers for several blocks along Roncesvalles here took part in the not-for-lease action today.
We're totally worried. Some of our favorite places like Kennel Cafe, we saw that on their windows this morning and we thought that they were gone.
Those behind the campaign hope that this encourages people to shop local wherever they are.
Absolutely, a brilliant idea, and again, the video was cut slightly, but if it wasn't clear what was going on, the idea was they encouraged existing businesses to look like they're going out of business, so people could really appreciate them, what it might be like to lose them, so they support them while they still existed. So amazing campaign. Wish I'd seen it in the flesh, actually.
Yeah, it was beautiful, isn't it? And that's kind of the way of thinking at the moment. I think over the last 18 months, people have been really emotive, and I feel it's coming through from everything from B2B to out of home to all the disciplines. I think people are really tapping into that personal psyche, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're also beginning to get behind local communities, and you've seen that theme across a lot of the awards this year, where a lot of the biggest brands have decided to go down and help the sort of small grassroots businesses, and that's been a really good trend as well.
Indeed, indeed. Well, by its very definition, out of home is a very visual medium. So we'll move on to our next category, which is, can you work it out? It's visual craft. The nominees are, right, well, lots of worthy nominees there, but I can tell you that the highly commended this time is, and I'm sure I've mentioned them before, it is Talon, BBC, Global Street Art, Pixel Artworks, Havas Media for BBC Glow Up. Massive, massive big up.
Yeah, well, it's absolutely great to see Global Street Art getting some recognition there as well, because they're real friends of the drum. I don't know if people here have noticed, but out there in the stairwell, that's all Global Street Art's work. So they, and it's brilliant that this whole idea of almost the pain, the sign and making the sign. What's it called? I can't get my words out today. Sign painting. That traditional craft, what I'm trying to say, it's still very much relevant in this digital age as well. It's very much the traditional out of home where they actually got people painting signage.
You think of like Murios and things like that?
But yeah, and also all the skills went into making that ghost advertising you see around. It's still as relevant today as ever, and Global Street Art are brilliant proponents of that, but they've really brought it into the 21st century. But anyway, let's go on with the winner. But the award goes to a beautiful campaign, an immersive campaign that truly connected a financial services company with its UK consumers at a really deep level. The award goes to Kinetic, Bountiful Cow and Motel for Klarna. Congratulations.
With the help of a renowned artist, we used the haters' own words and turned them into 7 mythical paintings. Each one covering the most common misconceptions about Klarna. All 7 epic paintings went up as giant murals all over the UK and as outdoor, taking over the whole of Waterloo.
Campaign, and what I really liked about what Klarna have been doing is they're obviously a very controversial brand in some quarters, but they're sort of really taking a lot of the negative criticism and addressing it head on, and not only addressing it head on, but going really big with an amazing campaign where they took all these different elements of very specific criticism and said, right, people say about us, but this is reality. So powerful stuff.
It's really brave, isn't it? I think when a brand can decide, that they know what's going to come ahead, because they are going to get all those sort of criticism and the sort of words that people, or don't like the brand for whatever reason. So I think it's really good that they sort of took that initiative and sort of, I guess you say, is addressed it up front.
Yeah, there's just an honesty to it.
Yeah, there was an honesty. Now, before we move on to the next category, you forgot to do something really important. you forgot to remind people what they're going to win.
Oh dear.
If they win a drum award, because funny enough, you are going to win a drum. So if you look at these, this is beautifully crafted, isn't it? Do you want to tell the story?
Well, this is the drum award, and in case there's any doubt in anyone's mind, it's designed to look like a drum. Now, when the drum first started, we sort of avoided drum sort of references, but we thought, God, we're called the drum. Why not embrace drums? So this is the drum award. It symbolises the drum as being the first instrument of mass communication. So it's about brilliance in communication, which is why it's a drum, because the drum is the first instrument of communication. And also, it's not only unique, but it's environmentally friendly, because that is solid aluminium. So that means it is almost 100% recyclable. 90% of all aluminium ever produced is still in circulation, can still be made. So when we are long gone and forgotten, somebody can melt down your trophy and turn it into...
Oh, no one ever wants to get rid of it. Don't ever recycle it. Pass it down to the generations. Okay, anyway, with that in mind, let's find out who's won the next one. You're just depressing us all, Gordon. Transport is our next category, and here are those in the running. Okay, well, the highly commended this time is Globo, Vodafone, Cara, and Poster Scope for Vodafone. So very, very well done. The thing I love about these awards is how so many companies come together and collaborate. There's always like a mouthful of companies to mention, but I just think it's really unique in this sector.
Yes, yeah, very much so in the sector. And I suppose it's such a complex supply chain.
Yeah.
Anyway, but to announce the winner for this category, I'd like to welcome from our judging panel, Mike English, Out-of-Home Director of Good Stuff Communications.
Hey everyone, hope you've been enjoying this year's Drum Awards for Out of Home. It's been great to see so many creative campaigns this year and what has been a year of recovery for our channel. I have the pleasure of announcing this year's winner of the transport category. Now, the winning entry this year really stood out as it had some really powerful insights and really drove key brand metrics for a really important clause for the client. The winner this year is Talon Outdoor and PhD for HSBC and Shelter.
They were an absolutely beautiful campaign, actually, isn't it? And again, it's amazing to see a bank solving that problem about helping homeless, have an address to open a bank account. And what better medium than outdoor to get that message across?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's a beautiful piece of work, and it's actually done really well across a lot of our competitions. So, it's not just one jury that sees something in it; it's multiple juries. So, yeah, I think it's an accolade well deserved. Now, for a quick trip down memory lane, let's look at the best of the best, so the best Grand Prix from 2014.
We created a virtual trigger zone in the sky that acted like a tripwire, so that when a BA plane entered our trigger zone, within 0.2 seconds we'd cross-reference the registration number with flight data from Heathrow to determine the destination. Cloud altitude data told us if the plane could be seen, and if it could, the information was sent to our billboard, interrupting the current content and playing our ad.
Well,
love it.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. Actually, that's probably one of my favourites. Am I allowed to say that? So I'm being slightly biased. I don't know if it's going to win or not, but I just really love it.
What do you think, audience? Lynn should be able to say that, or should we remove it?
Yeah, I'm allowed a point of view, because I'm not voting. Give us a cheer if you thought that was good. Yeah. Good stuff, yeah.
And it was also amazing, even back in 2014, people have been so ambitious about bringing technology and out-of-home space together, isn't it? I mean, it's a great example.
Definitely, and I think you also need the brave client, right? Yeah. So people have the ideas anyway, but it's whether the clients go for it. Do you agree with that? Remember, the people can't see you on screen, they can't see your faces, but we'll tell your clients later. Now, one thing that out of home can be, and regularly is spectacular. I think we've already witnessed that, and so we have named our next category just that, spectacular. Now, the nominees in this category are, here you go. Now, who doesn't want to win in this category? You want to be spectacular, don't you? I would guess.
Yes, I always like to be spectacular.
Yeah, but we're not talking about you. So we're talking about this highly commend, because it goes to the local collective for Ron Seals Vales Village, BIA, for a genuinely spectacular out-of-home campaign that looked over an entire local business community.
Yes, well done. But the spectacular award goes to a spectacular campaign. That was spectacular in every sense of the word. The winner is Mediacom in collaboration with TfL, Red Consultancy and Dave Agency for PlayStation. Well, that really is, I think, does define what spectacular means, doesn't it?
It does. I do think we should actually win an award for saying spectacular the most times in any kind of award script. I think you wrote that, didn't you?
And then we can enter into the spectacular awards.
No, but in all seriousness, it was a brilliant campaign. Now, I actually dipped my toe in the water of the judging. I can't reveal anything, but well, I'm about to reveal it, but I can't reveal it right now. But the judges loved that one, and I think it was when this category was being judged, and they just thought it was just super clever, and again, that's done well in other shows.
Yeah, and it works on all different levels. So obviously, it looks great when you saw it on the street, but obviously then encourage people to get on social and discuss it.
Yeah, it was really cool, especially at a time when people needed sort of lifted. Okay, well, we're moving on now, because as with buying a new home, location, location, location is usually the key to an out-of-home campaign. So our next category recognises those who got that exactly right. Our best use of location nominees are, okay, well, some brilliant contenders there. And the highly commended is Kinetic, Mindshare, Unilever, Do.com, Adam and Eve, DDB for Unilever. A round of applause for them.
But the award goes to an out-of-home campaign where location was the defining factor, as a large online brand looked to support small, independent local businesses to survive the lockdown. Rather than buying posters, they bought entire shop fronts to run an advertising campaign promoting small traders. The award goes to Cosmos Direct.
Corona lockdown has hit our favorite little stores especially hard. To support them in a quick and direct way, we booked their shop windows as paid advertising space. Ads for Good were born. And with them, a unique way to make our Cosmos Direct brand promise, protect what you love, come true on the shop windows of over 100 small stores in Hamburg, Frankfurt, Berlin, and Saarbrücken.
Yeah, and I absolutely love that. And the key point was that they were actually paying the traders.
Yeah.
So it was actually putting money in the tills when you couldn't trade.
Yeah, no,
Very
it is
clever idea.
a really human piece of work and brilliant creative thinking. So yeah, it was very, very well deserved. Okay. Now we move on to our not-for-profit charity category. And this sector has had an incredibly tough time during the pandemic. It's a kind of obvious thing really for me to say. So I'm keen to see the work that they have been doing in this sector, really just to simply help people survive and to raise funds. So let's check out the very worthy nominees. Okay, there they are. And I can tell you that the highly commended this time is Pablo London for Vagina Museum. Congratulations to everyone at Pablo London. Wow. I mean, I am slightly curious. I would love to be in the client brief in that one.
I would as well. You know, it's weird. Interesting museums we've got these days. There was actually a sex museum in New York, And I used to go to the cafe there.
I'm sure you did.
Without realising it was a sex museum. I had about 4 or 5 meetings there with very straight-laced Americans. I had several appraisals there with staff. And I only realised I was in the sex museum when I took one of the books off the shelf, and it was all really very of a very adult nature. So there you go.
Did you go back again though?
Yeah, well, obviously I did. It was great coffee. Recommend it. But the award, moving on. The award in this category goes to a campaign that seized on the fact the world's attention was on its home city in the light of the Black Lives Matter movement. It used bold artwork by local artists and more than 300 of the city's outdoor poster sites to throw a spotlight on many of the social and environmental issues affecting the city's young people and arts community. The award goes to Out of Hand, Rising Arts Agency for Rising Arts Agency and Bristol City Council. Well done. And obviously it's a shame you couldn't see more of that there, but Bristol is obviously the epicentre of a lot of issues around Black Lives Matter. But it's a great case history. And if you want to read that case history, do you know what people need to do, Lynn?
I think you should tell us, Gordon.
Well, what you need to do is go online after the show, and all the case histories and all the visuals and all the videos from today's show will be online, so you can really read it and get all the insights at your own leisure.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing I think people don't realise is our pledge really to the industry is to showcase all the work and it's all glorious light, because it's really important that people understand why things are winning. And it's really important as well that you credit the right people. We can't say it more than we are saying at the moment, but when you enter our awards, just make sure that you put people's credit. So what we're looking for is not just the company, but the people that work in it. So the art directors, the strategists, the creatives. So yeah, just do them justice and give them a bit of praise. So yeah, we'll be checking next time.
Because the basic principle is there's no point handing out awards if you don't tell the stories behind these awards.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is obviously the people behind it too.
Yeah, it is, definitely. Okay, well, gone are the days when out-of-home campaigns were just there to look at. Now, thanks to digital technology, we can genuinely interact with posters and outdoor installations. And I never thought I'd have an intelligent conversation before with a bus shelter. It's possibly more intelligent than some of our conversations, Gordon.
Yes, well, I certainly get more feedback from the occasional bus shelter, to be honest.
I just ignore you deliberately. Anyway, we're not here to. We were going on so well at the beginning.
We were.
It's derailing now.
Our Marmite moment.
Our Marmite moment, yeah, has gone. Our interactive nominations are. Okay, well, some worthy nominees in there, and the judges have highly commended the entry by Outfront X Labs. So a hearty slap in the back to everyone who works there and who worked in that campaign.
But the award goes to a campaign that we have seen already today, a glorious creative campaign, unexpected in the financial services sector. The award goes to Kinetic, Bountiful Cow and Motel for Klarna. Well done.
Brilliant stuff. Okay.
Well, shall we take another breather and maybe travel back to 2015 this time to have a look at the Grand Prix winner from back then?
Domestic violence is still a taboo within our society. 2 women a week on average are killed by a partner or former partner in England and Wales. When people notice this advert, they notice this woman and look at her, by the magic of technology, her injuries start to disappear. And it's showing people in a really clear way that we can end domestic violence together.
No phones have to come out, no apps need to be downloaded. They just need to be there and pay attention to the ad.
Now actually seeing the technology work, creating this sort of global first of just a superb creative idea, we're really proud to be involved in it. And of course it's an absolutely brilliant cause.
Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, and I think that's pretty much what's going on here.
Awesome stuff. I mean, that's what it's all about. That was really powerful, it was emotive, and it genuinely helped people.
Yeah, it's generally, and also demonstrates that marketers can actually change the world. If you get it right, you can actually make a real difference in people's lives.
Yeah.
But I think always amazing when you see stuff like that. And again, back in 2015, you think, actually, why don't we just stop now? I mean, surely the work cannot get any better. How can it possibly? But it always does.
Yeah, it does. It amazes me all the time. And I think I've been doing this gig for a long time. Some of you are sick of seeing me. And Gordon. But, we've been doing this for, I've been doing
not
it for... Not you, they're never sick of seeing you. But, I've been doing this for about well, it'll be 19 years at the end of January, and I'm always inspired, and I think that's what, you know, doing these awards makes it so worthwhile, because you genuinely, it's making a difference, and it's making, you know, it makes people realise that they are changing the world in different ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, that was quite an emotional moment. There we go. Because now we are moving on to the experiential ambient installation category. Another favourite category of mine is it's ones where we really see the creative minds run riot. Here are our nominees. Okay, there they are. Who's going to pick it up? Who's going to get the highly commended? Well, I can tell you. It is Talent Outdoor, PhD UK, Adam and Eve, DDB, PKS Solutions, Ocean Outdoor for Volkswagen.
Yeah, brilliant. But the award goes to a campaign that couldn't have existed in any other medium other than out of home. During its run, it was a sensation, so much so that social media exploded its launch image alone, generating almost 2 million views, would you believe? Yes, you've guessed it. The winner is Mediacom in collaboration with TfL, Red Consultancy and DV Agency for PlayStation. Yes, another gong is rolling its way towards you.
It's literally rolling. You can push it. The thing is, every time we do one of these shows, Gordon prays that the winners are overseas so you can personally take it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So maybe just up the road in Shoreditch. Yeah. So the national campaign is next, and here are those in the running. Okay, well, the highly commended entry this time is the Mint Partners for Klarna Australia. So very, very well done to you. And Klarna is doing pretty damn well.
Yep, they're getting everywhere, aren't they?
Yeah, doing well,
everywhere.
Exactly.
But the award goes to a brand which recognised that its famous strapline, "Finger looking good," wasn't offering sage advice during a pandemic. So they bravely handed their tagline over to the customers for a rewrite. And the National Campaign Award goes to Kinetic, Mindshare and Mother for KFC. Well done. And again, that was a brilliant campaign, and they really did. Again, it's worth logging onto the website. You can actually see how they use some of these spoof taglines. They're actually, a lot of them are really funny.
Yeah, they were very clever. They were very clever, and actually, it's so brave, isn't it, to literally hand the keys to your car to your clients or to the consumers, people you don't even know.
Yeah, and it's also brave to make a bit of a joke like that during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's
Speaking of jokes, do you want to hear one of my jokes? I'm not very good at jokes.
Oh dear, what's happening now? Okay.
Why didn't the chicken cross the road?
I don't know, Gordon.
Because of the KFC on the other side.
Okay, we did get a few heckles. This is where if I was in a ballroom right now, I'd be like, please boo, very loudly.
I think it was a show highlight, personally.
It was a show highlight.
You can be my agent.
Gordon, it was your career highlight.
Yeah.
We might see you in the comedy club on a Saturday night.
Yes.
Okay, we're moving on. From national campaign, we move to our local campaign category. Okay, here are the nominees. We have two highly commended, so not one but two, very generous jury, for December 19 for City of London and the Kite Factory for Marsh and Parsons. So let's raise a glass to them. Well done.
I think we have them in the audience. Yes, let's raise a glass indeed.
Indeed, there's party
But the award goes to a campaign that has already been recognised for its innovation, creativity and effectiveness. The award goes to the local collective for Roncesvalles Village BIA. Well done. And again, huge respect for that campaign, and another award which is zipping off to, I believe, Germany.
It is zipping off, yeah, well done. It's so nice, isn't it? It's nice to see things repeatedly winning because it shows that obviously the judges made the right decisions. Now, from local and national campaigns, the next logical category we head on to is international global campaign. Okay, I wonder when we're going to introduce the intergalactic campaign category, Gordon. What do you think?
I think it actually might be sooner than you think, because the drum at this very moment is working on a story about a company who has the naming rights to the first lunar mission, which is, I think, next year sometime. So next year there will be brands on the moon, and that is either an optimistic or depressing thought. I'm not sure.
Do you realise what I have to put up with every day? Every day at work, geez. Can you imagine that brands on the moon? What would that look like?
Well, I think people are going to put time capsules, but you can actually brand the landing vehicle. I think there's a bit of an issue with the pitch, because what if it crashes? So you've obviously got a good company, like an insurance company, or maybe Paddy Power would be a good prospect for it. But somebody, if it crashes, it doesn't matter. Which I'm not saying it's going to crash, incidentally.
Wow, we're going to swiftly move on from that, but thank you for that insight. Okay, to announce our next few categories, I am pleased to welcome back aboard as headline partner for the second year running. It is Jed Glover, the Chief Revenue Officer at Alight Media. Give him a round of applause.
Thanks, Lee. Hello.
Hey, how are you enjoying the show so far?
It's very good. Gordon's jokes.
His jokes are, don't lie, Jed, or we're never having you back.
Can I just say, Jed, every show needs a voice of Jed.
Oh, okay. First up, we have the International Global Campaign, and here are the nominees. Okay, there they are, and I'm going to pass it over to Jed to announce the winner.
Thank you. So the winners took over 17 cities worldwide with an epic poster campaign, and the award goes to Hugo Boss, Havas Media Germany, and Evolve Out of Home for Hugo Boss.
Yeah, and that was a brilliant campaign, and what they were actually doing was reacting to the sort of the casualisation of fashion, and they decided to sort of use very sophisticated targeting to sort of get the people who are obviously the most relevant target audience, but it did it in a way that was very sophisticated, much more sophisticated than I'm giving it credit for. So I suggest you read the case study on the site after the show.
Indeed, make your way there. But don't leave yet, stay with us, because next we have the Multi-Channel Award, recognising the innovators who are using out of home as part of the marketing mix in the most interesting and, most importantly, most effective ways. Okay, let's check out the Multi-Channel Masterminds. Here they are. And I can tell you that the highly commended is splendid troublemaker and wave maker for Peroni National Azzurro. Well done. Oh, I think they're in the room. And Jed, over to you to do the honours.
Thank you. But the award goes to a campaign that looked to launch a huge US-based drinks brand into the UK. They took over 2 major UK cities and used wraparounds, banners and murals, incorporating QR codes to drive product sampling. They also targeted a London train station to hit consumers heading to music festivals, and also sponsored by the brand. So the winner of the award for multi-channel is the Kite Factory for White Claw.
Obviously, White Claw is a fascinating brand. It's a hard seltzer. For those of you who don't know, has anyone tried it? It's very good. But White Claw sells more hard seltzer in the US than Budweiser sells beer. So this massive, fast-growing brand is going to be a huge category for the UK. And their insight was, in order to get a UK market to experiment with it, they had to get them where they're enjoying outdoor leisure activities. So that campaign really targeted them when they like to be in parks or at music festivals. And again, it used very, very sophisticated targeting. It's a great story.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that insight, Gordon. No one, you're trying to put people off going to thedrum.com. Just don't give too much away. That was very good, thank you. Now, next, one of the most difficult to get right. It is the Best Award for the most effective use of data. Here are the nominees. Okay, there they are. Now, we have chosen to highly commend, you ready for this? Talent Outdoor, MG, OMD, OMG, Digital Out of Home for Specsavers. So hats off to all of you. Brilliant stuff.
But the award goes to a campaign that used data to research its audience of runners and understand their exact locations. They then mapped out the campaign to ensure key messages were delivered to the right people in the right places in order to drive sales. The award goes to OMG Digital Out of Home for North Face and Strava.
I really loved this campaign, and it's a fantastic case study, because what they really did was they used popular running apps to identify the most popular runs people went on, and then they ran ads along the course of these runs targeting runners. However, what they then did to encourage people to move a bit faster was they gave real-time information on the fastest completion of each circuit. so the runner could inspired to move a bit faster. So it's a really good interactive act that uses real-time data and really good geo-targeting. Brilliant.
That is really cool. Does that mean you agree with the government's new tracker idea?
And no, I wouldn't quite go that far. It was all anonymised, so I'm a bit nervous if the government's trackers aren't anonymised.
Yes, indeed, indeed. But we're going to steer away from politics. Now, Beshes of Digital is next up. Here are the nominees. Okay, congratulations. It goes to our highly commended entry. Splendid, Troublemaker and Wavemaker for Peroni Nastro Azzurro. Well done. And Jed, over to you.
Thank you. And the award for best use of digital goes to a campaign that utilised the many benefits of digital posters to drive increased footfall to their network of stores. And the winner is View for Albert Heijn.
But the real creative thing about that campaign is what they did was they used out-of-home in combination with mobile advertising. So they sort of worked out when their target audience had viewed one of their out-of-home ads and then served them ads on their mobile phones. And then there's more sophisticated targeting to identify, if they're secondary or tertiary shoppers for that shop. But the results were absolutely amazing. And the message there is out-of-home is really, really effective when used in relation to mobile marketing. So it's, again, a fascinating case study.
Yeah, it was, absolutely. And the judges absolutely loved the campaign, especially the way that they used the data and the technology together. So, yeah, it was pretty damn good. Now, thank you so much to the wonderful Jed. So give him a round of applause for hosting. Thank you so much, Jed. Okay, well, as Jed makes himself... Oh, sorry.
Jed is now highlighting.
He is alighting. Yeah, what was your story earlier? You were saying you've never heard that.
I always loved the word alight, because when I was growing up, I used to go to Edinburgh and used to go through Haymarket Station, Edinburgh, and they always had a sign, alight here, for the Museum of Modern Art. And I always wondered, why didn't they just put, get off here? But it's just such a posh word. It's very Edinburgh, I thought, very Edinburgh.
It's very...
Glasgow would have been gaff. Edinburgh, alight.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, I am delighted that Jed is on board and he's not alighting.
Yes, thank you very much, Jed.
Okay, I now have the pleasure of introducing a piece of work from the era of 2016. Have a read and enjoy.
Yes, a little oasis for good old-fashioned advertising, isn't it? A bold headline, a really clear idea, really sort of a good understanding of the audience, a bit of fun. Really good to see it.
Yeah, no, it is. It's nice. And in the work that these guys produce are always pretty quirky and a bit cheeky, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It really caught the sort of the brand characteristics nicely.
Indeed, indeed. I used to work for them many moons ago.
Yes.
There you go. That's a different life and a different story.
Well, I think it's been uphill from there.
Okay, now we move on to our use of digital technologies. Here are your nominees. Okay.
Well, congratulations, nominees, but the award goes to a campaign that took over one of the biggest shopping centres in the UK, Westfield, and the shoppers became the stars of their own video games, providing much needed fun for a population fed up with lockdown. The award winner is Dog.com, Kinetic and Essence Global, and in common, sorry, for ITV. Well done.
So good.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Here's a question. If they put our characters in a fighting game, who would win?
Obviously me. But mind you are you not, third Dan, second Dan at karate? What are you?
Third Dan?
Third Dan at karate, amazing.
Third Dan black belt, yeah.
So I haven't got hope.
You've not in the real world anyway, maybe virtually, Gordon.
Because I think that for the next show, tune in and we might give you a little challenge, I think. It's time we sort of see if you can prove this live on air.
What challenge?
Could you sort of karate chop something?
No, that would be silly. Why would you do that? Okay,
Is that not what you do? Karate people.
It's all about technique, Gordon. It's a different style of martial arts. He doesn't know stuff, I'm afraid. Okay, now we come to our best interconnected formats category. Here are our nominees. Okay, there they are. They're all waiting, ready to know what's happening. Well, I can tell you that the highly commended this time is Global, Vodafone, Cara and Posterscope for Vodafone. Well done.
Well done, but the award goes to an eye-catching campaign that reached its audience through a multi-layered approach that connected with its consumers through a combination of great art and creative genius. Getting their hands on another award is Kinetic, Bountiful Cow and Mattel for Klarna. Well done. And that is a really nice bit of copy. I think we're just holding that on screen so you can enjoy it. But again, it's dealing head on with one of the criticisms. You know, I actually think Klarna should play the credit card companies on one of these games,
Yeah.
TV games.
There you go. You should sell in the brief,
I
Gordon.
might suggest that to them. Yeah.
You should. Okay. Now, I love this category. I'm never off it. It's the best use of social, and it really does underline how out of home is so well placed in terms of underpinning a great social media campaign. So let's go straight to the winner.
Yes, indeed. And the award goes to a city, the city of Miami. The campaign used social media to encourage people to move to Miami. Investors could actually direct mail or message rather, because direct mail is a different competition. But they could actually direct message the actual mayor of Miami if they wanted information about local areas. Miami nice, as they say.
Miami nice.
Anyway, the winner is AdQuick and Shervin Pishever. How do you pronounce that one? Help me here. Pishever, thank you very much. For the city of Miami, congratulations.
Very nice piece of work there.
Yeah, really nice piece of work. And again, we couldn't quite do it justice there. Sorry for fluffing my line slightly to Miami, but if you go on and view it, it's a great case history, which you'll see after the show ends.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I wouldn't worry about fluffing words. It is live, and you are alive, aren't you? Yeah. They're partially alive. Okay, well, talking of Miami Vice, let's take a trip down memory lane to 2017 as we look at the Grand Prix from that year. Another good piece.
Yeah, it's a great based on a sort of insight about, an insight about the insights you get from people's playlists.
Indeed. Well, what kind of insights did we get from your playlist?
Probably that I'm a very confused person when it comes to music.
Yeah. Do you know the other day, last night, so I've got a 19-year-old son, and last night I was listening to a tune, and he's like, oh, Mum, that's really cool. And he came up and he's like, oh, I've got more songs that you're going to like. Honestly, he does think I'm totally on trend.
Yeah, my kids have never said that about my music.
No, okay, well, that's fine. As I say, Gordon will get that guitar out soon. You'll be singing up in the bar later, so make sure, what's your favourite one?
Your favourite song? I'm not going to say any, or something very sort of young and trendy, obviously a Clairo number or something.
Okay, well, let's move on. Sadly, not Miami, we're not going there, but to our next category, which is the most effective use of live updates. The nominees are... Well, we have a different approach for this category because we have no highly commends, controversial, but we do have not one, but we have two winners.
Yes, 2 whole awards. How exciting is that?
Very.
But the first award goes to a campaign that put data and insights at its heart, this time in the gaming sector. They dealt the cards and came up with trumps, so well done to Dentsu International for Caesars Entertainment. Really nice work. We're not doing it justice here, but again, it's really worth looking at after the show. And the second award goes to a campaign that used data and research to find their audience, and when they created a dynamic digital out-of-home plan using live updates to make potential buyers act in the moment. So let's raise our glasses and say cheers to Spark Foundry for Conca Waitoro. Well done.
Awesome stuff. It's another one you really liked, isn't it?
Yeah, well, most of the work this year I actually think has been really good. Generally, I think we've had a vintage year, so it's been good.
Well, talking of live updates, the producer is just telling me in my ear that the best of the best Grand Prix poll is now neck and neck. So we've got, we've got O2 Oops and My Heroes 2020 and Spotify. So they're all kind of neck and neck at the moment. So do you agree with that result so far? Oh, controversial. Get voting.
Well, the audience are in a difficult position because they haven't actually seen some of that work, but it is coming up.
It is coming up. You're going to get to see it. Well, before we do, we all love a good old gossip, don't we? Well, I certainly do. I'm a complete
I don't call it
Twitcher.
gossip, I call it intelligence.
Intelligence. So let's find out which outdoor campaigns got the most tongues wagging this year. It is the award for the most talked about. Here are your nominees. Okay, the judges have highly commended Kinetic, Adam and Eve, DDB, Mindshare for Unilever. So it's a big shout out to all of them.
Yes, but the award goes to a campaign that certainly got people talking. It's for a particular games console. The campaign took over London's Underground and achieved a whopping 3.2 million in-person impacts. Can you guess who it is? The winner is Mediacom in collaboration with TfL, Red Consultancy and Dave Agency for PlayStation. Well done.
So good, again. But we spoke about it, so we'll move
It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. Now, next we move on to another new category for 2021, out of home for goods. Now, the Drum has long held the belief that marketing really can change the world. And so our new category aims to look at the marketing campaigns that have had a positive impact across the globe. Let's look at these very worthy nominees. Okay, well, our judges loved the work in this category and decided to highly commend Kinetic, the Bountiful Cow, for Movember. So a very well done to everyone involved. Absolutely fantastic cause.
Yes, a very strong cause and a very strong category. Unfortunately, there's only one winner, and that award goes to the campaign that saw an online retailer buying up shop fronts across shopping centres and high streets to promote and support local traders. The winner of the Out of Home award, can you guess, for good is Cosmos Direct. Well done.
Brilliant stuff. Now, it is only a few more categories to go until we get to tonight's Grand Prix, which all of today's winners are in the running for. So literally, if you've won anything today so far throughout the show, you could pick up the Grand Prix. So it's really exciting. But now we're going to take a look at which campaign reigned supreme at the 2018 Out of Home Awards. So hands up if you've ever cracked your mobile phone. Okay, that gives it away. Let's check this out.
We all know that feeling. It's a massive pain. And a massive problem. 20 million massive. Crying out to be fixed. So O2 decided to, by offering free screen repair with a brand new iPhone.
Same.
In a competitive market, that's something to shout about.
Kind of a big deal.
They wanted to go big, but they wanted to be clever. They wanted to use media to recreate that feeling of, oh shit, I've dropped my phone, without saying that, of course. In short, we wanted to make the media not just the message, but the feeling. So we smashed things up.
Yes, absolutely a smashing campaign. But obviously, I think we all remember it, don't you? You all remember that campaign, don't you? They had the posters all over the UK. It got to a point where people genuinely thought the posters had fallen down. So they had to put little notices saying, don't call us. We know it's squint, it's meant to be squint. But brilliant campaign. And that, just a reminder, is one of our contenders for the top award. I think it's doing very well in the voting at the moment.
It is indeed. If you're with O2, I wondered if you would have put them out of business the amount of time your screen's cracked.
Well, it used to be sort of badge of honour, didn't it? I mean, it doesn't seem as common now. I think I've learned now to put my phone in the case. But you always looked exciting and exotic if you had a smashed phone. You know, you've always been a veteran of many a good night out.
I wouldn't agree with that, but anyway, never mind. I like my phone to be really clean. Now, the out-of-home sector has always been one of the most innovative and adventurous sectors in marketing. And our next category, innovation and out-of-home, recognises those companies and brands that are really pushing the boundaries and moving the whole outdoor sector forward. Here are the nominees. Okay. Looking good, and I can tell you that the highly commended for their innovation is Global, Vodafone, Cara, and Posterscope for, you guessed it, Vodafone. Give them a round of applause. Wow.
Yes, we're going through a bit of a phone moment, aren't we?
We are. There's a trend.
But one of our judges, JC Conti, CEO at View, loved the winning campaign, and he said and this is what he said of it. This entry was notable for tackling an unsexy element of the out-of-home industry. They worked to develop new methods to use recycled paper for their ads, pioneering plant-based inks, which were used instead of traditional inks, and also using chlorine-free paper, so very, very environmental friendly. And the new approach was adopted by Quality Street for a major campaign, significantly reducing the environmental impact of that specific campaign, but also giving proof of concept for this new recycled product. And it's quite interesting because it wasn't only about developing a product which was recycled paper, but they also had to then create a process where they could then sort of print a large format on it as well, using these sort of new inks. So it's a very amazing piece of work. So for that reason, the award goes to Posterscope for recycled paper. Many congratulations.
Brilliant. Another great piece of work. Now, we all love a disruptor, don't we? And let's face it, where would we all be if people and brands hadn't come along to shake things up a bit? You can be pretty disruptive, can't you?
Well, I always think of my disruptive stuff as like helpful advice.
No.
Particularly in a show, I don't disrupt it, I just sort of give a tip.
As you would say, a tickle. Gordon tells you he's coming in a meeting and you're like, oh my God, okay, let's just start again. Yeah. Or he has done some really cheeky things, but we won't get into it now. Some guerrilla marketing stunts which have been very amusing over the years. I'm sure you'll tell people at the bar later.
I will. I look forward to it. The bar is calling.
Well, our next category, Disruptive, aims to recognise those businesses, brands and people who are making a real difference in the out-of-home sector and shaking us all up. Here are the nominees.
And this time we're going straight into the award, and it goes to a brand that thrives in shaking up its marketplace. So impactful was the campaign that a single launch image achieved a staggering 9 million organic impressions. Yes, disrupting commuter journeys home in a very positive way. The winner is Mediacom in collaboration with TfL, Red Consultancy and Dave Agency for, you've guessed it, PlayStation.
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, they're doing really well.
Up here.
Yeah, they're really disrupting our awards.
They are really disrupting. I know, I hope they're partying like crazy. Okay, next we move on to another new category for 2021, Best Response to Change, which celebrates those companies and brands who have successfully navigated the past 18 months in interesting and positive ways. Here are the very worthy nominees. Okay, well, fantastic work. Even to get nominated, we always say this at the Drum Awards, we get hundreds and hundreds of entries, of thousands sometimes, and to actually get on the shortlist is a really, really big deal. To get highly commended is a massive deal. And if you win, then, you know, hats off, literally, hats off.
Yes, hats off, that's
so
right.
The highly commended, yeah, don't take it off. Highly commended there, it's up already. It is Degree Mindshare U Studio, quotient for Degree. Very, very well done to you.
Absolutely, and well said, Lynn. But the award goes to a campaign that you've seen already. The winner is a local collective for Roncesvalles Village BIA. Well done. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in our departure, shall we meet these multi-award winners? Yes.
Hey, here they are. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations, guys. That is a fantastic campaign. What does it sort of feel like to get a bit of recognition? You obviously deserve it.
Oh, thank you so much. It's really exciting. It's a campaign that means a lot to us, and it did a lot of good in Toronto and Canada. So we're really, really excited. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. Well, the local collective, well done, well done. You guys, hopefully you're going to celebrate in style. We didn't get the reaction we maybe hoped for, but hopefully you'll be doing it when you come off of camera.
I don't have pants on.
Oh, you don't have pants on? That's okay.
Stand up.
Well, well done, and hope you're going to, as I say, hope you're going to celebrate in style.
Yeah, but no, congratulations. That's
100%.
a great win, well worthwhile. And we're sending one of these trophies over to you.
Yeah, where are you based?
In Toronto and Canada.
In Canada.
Awesome. Oh, well, there you go, Gordon. Your trip is sorted.
No, we've actually had quite a few Canadian agencies do very well in this contest, so always a bit of a creative hotspot at the moment.
Yeah. A lot of talent, a lot of great work.
We'll take anything that's a warm temperature right now.
Keep warm, keep safe, and keep celebrating.
Congratulations again. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, give them a round of applause. They were lovely. Okay, well, are we going to travel back to
We are going to travel
2019?
back, not quite as far as usual. We're going back to 2019 now as we look at the best Grand Prix winner from that sort of award, from that cohort, if that's the right word.
So is that really a live call? That would be somebody calling in?
Yeah.
200 calls every night?
Yeah. Because it just like basically hits home like that it is this much of an issue.
It's such a tragedy that people need to reach out, so thank God something's there.
If my boy knew about that back in the day, he would have called it and tell you, you know something.
Yeah, another really moving campaign, another example how marketing can make a real difference. It's all down to communications.
Yeah, definitely. It's really powerful and really honest, actually, and I'm sure it hit a lot of nerves when people watched that. So, yeah, give them a round of applause. I really loved that campaign. Okay, now it's time to throw a spotlight onto the up-and-coming talent of our industry. It is the Rising Star Award, and I know this is one of your favourite awards, isn't it?
Yes, it is absolutely, because I think it's a lot of people's favourite because it's all about recognising up-and-coming talent, the future of the industry. And we're on the Rising Star Award across all of our competitions now. And later in December, we're going to publish a full list of about 20 people who have got Rising Star recognition.
Wow, that'll do a lot for them and their pay rises.
Absolutely.
Well, there was one individual that really stood out, and I believe, Gordon, you're going to do the honours.
Yes, well, since joining this individual as part of Talon, and since joining Talon back in 2019, our winner has established himself as an integral member of his team. His proactive and hard-working nature has built him an impressive rapport with key clients, and he has mastered a portfolio of campaigns, including a media first for Apple and a multi-environment data and creative-led campaign for Snapchat worth 900K.
Wow. And as someone who always strives to do more, it should come as absolutely no surprise that our winner has been the driving force of many internal initiatives, such as donating 35 used laptops to Walser's Tanzania charity. So, you know, that's amazing stuff there.
Absolutely is. So, ladies and gentlemen, please meet our out-of-home Rising Star for 2021, Max Roddick, Client Manager at Talon Outdoor. Now, unfortunately, Max...
He is here with us on Zoom.
Max, you're here.
Hello, Max.
Hello. Thank you very much for the award. It's it's a bit of an honour to receive an award like this from an industry like drum. So it's really cool to win.
Yeah. So what are your This is a very unfair question, but hell, where do you want to be in 10 years' time, Max?
Where do I want to be? Oh, it's a very tricky question on the spot. I don't know. I'll be running Talon, I'm sure, in 10 years' time. So watch out, James. I'll be campaign.
Exactly. The chief exec of Talon, watch your back.
Yeah. No, but many congratulations. Obviously, we're going to be interviewing you in a bit more detail for the drum. So we're great to sort of find out more about your story. But in the meantime, I think you're also an inspiration to other people coming into the business. So congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Yeah. And you get down here to Drum Lab so we can buy you a pint.
I'll do my best.
All right. Well, enjoy every minute. You've got this title for a full year, and it will never be taken away from you. So we'll definitely get that drum to you very soon.
Thank you very much. I'll make sure I tell everyone I see from now on.
Awesome. All right. You take care, and we'll see you again soon.
Well, cheers to the future CEO of Talon.
Wow. I just love how you changed his career there. Yeah. He's going to have to get into work tomorrow or remotely and be like, hey, no, I honestly didn't say I wanted your job, honest. He does deserve a pay rise, though.
He does, definitely.
He does. We will petition for him. We'll get everyone to sign that at the end of the show. Now, next up, another big category is Vendor of the Year, and here are your nominees. Okay, so as they come on screen, I can start building this up because the highly commended this time is Broadsign.
Yeah. Wow. Well done, Broadsign. But this is a biggie, and the award goes to a vendor that is really leading the way in programmatic digital out of home and empowering its partners and brands to be able to make smart, data-driven marketing decisions, making their campaigns even more effective. Our winner is the only platform able to apply measurement methodologies across the entirety of digital out-of-home campaign so buyers can understand the impact of all media included and react accordingly, ensuring every penny is effectively spent. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Vista Media. Well done.
Absolutely.
And I should say hats off to Vista Media.
Why don't you do it?
I'll do that later. I'm very worried something will fall out if I do that. And I won't be here.
There won't be here, yeah. Okay, well, thank you for that honesty. It's an honest show. We're on the final stretch, folks, very much in the heart of the big category territory, as our next one is Out of Home Agency of the Year Awards. So it's a pretty big deal, kind of a big deal.
Yeah, are you excited?
Are you excited? Okay, well,
everyone here's excited.
Well, we have 3 finalists, so let's check them out. So there are some heavyweights squaring up here. It's always fighting talk, isn't it? So who is going to win this showdown? Well, our judges, after much heated debate, decided to highly commend Talon Outdoors. So a big slap in the back to them there. They've done really well today, so I think they really deserve it.
Yeah, they do deserve a special shout, actually, because they've featured a lot across the board. So, you know, once again, well done to Talon. Let's maybe hear it for them. But the award goes to an agency that, when faced with trading through lockdown conditions, saw an opportunity to find better ways to operate, not just internally, but across the whole sector. They reinvented real-time out-of-home through their data and intelligence strategy, raised the bar for planning through its research and insight programme, and perhaps most notably, they inspired clients to invest budgets in unique and spectacular work, seeing billings rise by 35% and spearheading some of the most talked about and awarded work this year. The Out-of-Home Agency of the Year is Kinetic UK. Well done.
So, I have just been told, secret squirrels, we have them on Zoom.
Oh, that's great news.
Hello.
Kinetic, let's...
Oh, wait a minute, can we do that again? That does not look like the face and the reaction of a big category winner.
You don't look kinetic.
Can you show us what it's like to celebrate kinetic?
More.
Oh my goodness, So how do you feel, guys? We think there might be a delay going on here, but that's okay.
Yeah, there might be a delay, but I'm going to speak slowly. That doesn't work. Yeah, but you guys have an amazing night, because you not only won this award, but you've won for several campaigns like Marmite and B&Q. So you seem to be across everything in terms of out of home at the moment. I think you might be on mute, and we might not be able to get anything from you, but is there anything you want to say?
Because you are on mute. Oh, we can hear you now.
I don't know if you can hear us, because I think
we can hear you.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you very much to everyone at the drum. Thank you to all the judges. Massive shout out to the team here. As you said, it's been a very challenging couple of years and out of home, but I think you've seen today from the awards that we've probably won that the work we're doing here, the team are doing, not me, is exceptional. Just very proud of them all and delighted to get the award. Thank you very much.
Thanks for saying that. And to finish off, can you now do something kinetic? In terms of your celebration.
Yeah, cheers.
Okay. Anyway, congratulations again. Thanks for joining us and well done.
I bet you they're gonna party like crazy. Yeah. Now they're off screen. They're like, "Woo!" Give them a round of applause. Do they do well? Do you know? I think they're having us. You know, they're having a laugh because having done these awards for 10 years, I know these guys can party.
Oh no, they definitely can party. Honestly, they can party.
Absolutely. Now, let's travel back for the last time to 2020, although some of us don't want to do that. But for this piece of work we do, as we look at the best of the best and out of home, the Grand Prix winner from that year.
With the UK and Ireland on lockdown, and our governments urging the public to stay indoors, workers were still travelling to work. How could we connect with both audiences? Overnight, we changed our advertising channel into a channel for good. We took the proven activation from out-of-home to mobile and we reversed it, using social media to broadcast messages of support and love to out-of-home screens. Within 1 week of lockdown, we had launched the My Heroes campaign and were the first to define the diversity of the key workforce that were going out every day.
Wow.
It's amazing, yeah. And it obviously involves so many people. I mean, it must have involved a lot of people in this room. Were anyone here involved in that campaign?
Yeah, we see a few hands raising there. I mean, it's just so emotional again and very, very human, and at a time when people needed that reassurance and support. Just this industry came together, and I just think it's remarkable.
Yeah, it was great. It's such a weird time.
Yeah.
And it was such important, I think it was such an important mission. And again, out at home, it's so perfect place to actually step in and do something about it.
Definitely, and you know, at the drum, I think it's fair to say that we were very proud of the industry for doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
So thank you. Give them a round. They do deserve a round of applause. It's pretty good stuff. Okay, well, now we arrive at our penultimate award of the show, and that is the Chairs Award. Now, the winner of this award is the choice of our chair of the judging panel, who this year was the fabulous Anna Bagger, who is the president and CEO at Out of Home Advertising Association of America. And I'm absolutely thrilled that she's going to join us today to reveal the one that she absolutely loved.
The campaign that is my choice for the Chairman's Award illustrates beautifully how the use of data and location can inform the creative process. Because the content was served programmatically, the campaign capitalized on inherent advantages of dynamic content. The campaign relied on real-time sales figures linked to specific products to inform the creative, and this made the content highly relevant to consumers. This campaign brilliantly demonstrates how the proper integration of data, proximity, and creativity can produce a highly effective out-of-home campaign that delivers against campaign KPIs by reaching targeted consumers with meaningful messages and that cause them to act. This is why I chose the Albert Heijn Supermarket campaign for my Chairman's Award. Thank you.
Well, very well done to you. And thanks, Anna, for joining us to reveal your Chairs Award again. Brilliant case history. You can see it online. Bit of a point of order, though, Lynn.
What?
I know you love the word penultimate, and the only time I ever hear the word is when you're in an award. She loves doing the penultimate award. Whoever says penultimate. But actually, it wasn't the penultimate award because you forgot the Grand Prix, didn't you?
Oh, we did.
So you can get to say it again.
I can get to say it again because Gordon's now planted it in the script twice. Thanks for that, Gordon. Yeah. I will remember that. The show is not over yet. And now we arrive at the main awards of the show.
It's the main award, but also penultimate.
It is the main awards. No, it is the main award. It is the one that everybody wants to get their hands on. It is the Grand Prix for this year. Now, as I said earlier, all of the winning work shown in today's show is now in the running to scoop this big prize. So before we announce the big winner, let's refresh our minds on who has won so far and just feel very proud and honoured that you are in the running. So very well done and very best of luck.
Well, we had everything this year, didn't we? We've had sort of fantastic, really strong commercial stuff for profit. We've had brilliant not-for-profit. We've had very sort of quirky and jokey stuff. We've had sort of handcrafted. We've had data-driven. It's a really good smorgasbord.
You've also had masturbation.
And we've had the masturbation ones, yes.
Absolutely, but I think you're going to do the honours garden, aren't you?
I am indeed. And now, to announce the Grand Prix 2021, please welcome one of our judges, Caroline Forbes, Specialist Partner at Clear Channel UK.
Hello everyone, Caroline Forbes here from Clear Channel UK. What an honour it is to be presenting the Drum Awards for Out of Home Grand Prix. We all love this winning entry. We thought it exemplified the power and potential of our medium. Brilliantly executed and fantastically disruptive of an iconic location that produced compelling results. And that's why the award goes to Mediacom in collaboration with TfL, Red Consultancy and Diva Agency. So many congratulations to you all.
Wow.
Well, let's hear it for the Grand Prix winner 2021. I'm going to have to hire a vanlin and send them all our gongs.
You are. And I think the point to note on this particular entry, when I sort of watched a bit of the judging, is a few people did say this was a campaign they really wish they had done.
Yeah.
And I think when judges say that, you kind of know you're on to a winner.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And we will be sending them their trophies. However, they may come to pick their trophies up because on the 9th of December, we're having a wrap party for the awards. So let us know, you're all invited. And you can come along, you can collect your awards, or you can have a drink. You can meet the judges, you can meet the winners, you can have a good fun. And it just get really good way of letting our hair down after a frenetic award season, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you might take that hat off and let your hair down.
And I might take my hat off and let my hair down. All my hair down.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations to them. You know, amazing winners, obviously Mediacom, TfL and Diva Agency. And of course, a massive round of applause. Let's do it. Let's give them a round of applause to all of our winners and our nominees.
But we're not finished yet. We're not finished yet, and I have to say, it's been such a lovely audience. I'm going to take you all upstairs afterwards and buy you a drink. So the next round is on me, okay, if you want to come up
He doesn't
afterwards.
say that often, so take him up on it. He's a Scotsman.
Tell Vlad Gordon sent you. and the next round is on me upstairs in the drum arms. But, of course, we have one more winner to go, don't we? It's the Grand Prix of Grand Prix from the first 9 years, as voted for by readers of the drum.
Yes, and we've had hundreds of votes, so thank you all for taking part. So, Gordon, you've been down to do this for a little while now. Who is the best of the best?
The best of the best. Well, I'm going to give you the best of the best in top three, I'm going to give the top three in reverse order.
Okay.
I can't read anything anymore. I'm so excited. I'm so excited I can't read the script anymore. So, in third position. Do you want to know the third position? Spotify. Let's hear it for Spotify. Second position, and this is a really good result because there was hundreds and hundreds of votes, but second position is My Heroes 2020. So well done, industry.
Okay,
However, the winner is the Grand Prix of Grand Prix for our first 10 years is O2 Ips. Well done.
We all know that feeling. It's a massive pain. And a massive problem. 20 million massive. Crying out to be fixed. So O2 decided to. By offering free screen repair with a brand new iPhone.
Thanks.
In a competitive market, that's something to shout about.
Kind of a big deal.
They wanted to go big, but they wanted to be clever. They wanted to use media to recreate that feeling of, oh shit, I've dropped my phone, without saying that, of course. In short, we wanted to make the media not just the message, but the feeling. So we smashed things up.
Piece of work to end the show on.
It was indeed, absolutely. You know, it's been a stellar, as we say, the last 10 years. I'm really proud of the industry, so thank you all for entering. Thank you to everyone who's entered at home. It's just, I think, as I said earlier, it just makes us really proud, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and thanks for sitting through our 10-year-long award ceremony.
It almost took 10 years. Well, congratulations, but just a reminder, because I don't know if Gordon's mentioned this, but you can go onto thedrum.com if you want to see any of the case studies, so make sure you do that.
Yes, so definitely log on now to get inspired.
Now, thank you to our judges and thanks to you for watching today's results show and those of you who have supported these awards and the really important awards for the last 10 years. I really, really appreciate it. Gordon and I are both very grateful, aren't we?
Absolutely.
And a huge thank you to our partner, Alight Media, and for the fabulous Jed for joining us in person today. Give it up for Jed and Alight.
Yeah, indeed, thank you, Jed. But remember, these awards for Out of Home are just part of the Drum's broader global awards movement. And coming up before the end of the year are the results for the likes of Social Purpose and Experience Awards, and I hope to see you again at these shows.
Indeed. Well, that's all from us. But before we say goodbye, we will leave you with our Grand Prix reel to watch just one more time.
That's great. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. What the public saw as magic was actually a carefully orchestrated feat of technology. We mounted an ADS-B antenna on the roof of a nearby building to read live data directly from each aircraft's transponder within 200 kilometers. All aircraft emit radio waves containing their speed, altitude, GPS location, and a call sign. Our antenna was connected to a PC with a custom-built application, which identified the British Airways planes and sent the data to our cloud server that controlled the billboards. We created a virtual trigger zone in the sky that acted like a tripwire, so that when a BA plane entered our trigger zone, within 0.2 seconds we'd cross-reference the registration number with flight data from Heathrow to determine the destination. Cloud altitude data told us if the plane could be seen, and if it could, the information was sent to our billboard, interrupting the current content and playing our ad.
Domestic violence is still a taboo within our society. 2 women a week on average are killed by a partner or former partner in England and Wales. When people notice this advert, they notice this woman and look at her, by the magic of technology, her injuries start to disappear. And it's showing people in a really clear way that we can end domestic violence together.
No phones have to come out, no apps need to be downloaded. They just need to be there and pay attention to the ad.
Now actually seeing the technology work, creating this sort of global first of just a superb creative idea. We're really proud to be involved in it. And of course, it's an absolutely brilliant cause.
Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, and I think that's pretty much what's going on here.
We're really grateful that Rankin agreed to shoot this advert for us. He's a long-time supporter of Women's Aid, a long-time supporter of this cause, and he just felt it was as important as we think it is to bring domestic violence out of the shadows and join together to end it.
We all know that feeling. It's a massive pain. And a massive problem. 20 million massive. Crying out to be fixed. So O2 decided to, by offering free screen repair with a brand new iPhone.
Same.
In a competitive market, that's something to shout about.
Kind of a big deal.
They wanted to go big. But they wanted to be clever. They wanted to use media to recreate that feeling of, oh shit, I've dropped my phone, without saying that, of course. In short, we wanted to make the media not just the message, but the feeling. So we smashed things up. And for maximum impact, using Smart Steps Telefonica data to hit people where and when it would resonate the most. Commuting, shopping malls, music venues. The media was matched to these moments, rolling phones down escalator panels, using lenticular for real cut-through, and even smashing up the UK's largest digital screen. We even played with how billboards were hung. As far as results go, it smashed it. The market was primed ahead of the new iPhone launch. The campaign drove phone upgrades and increased uptake of the new Oops tariff. Overall, Oops drove 70% of sales for that period and an incremental 17 million revenue year on year. And that's a good feeling.
So is that really a live call that would be somebody calling in?
Yeah.
200 calls every night?
Yeah. It just like basically hits home like that it is this much of an issue.
It's such a tragedy that people need to reach out, so thank God something's there.
If my boy knew about that back in the day, he would have called it and tell you, you know something.
The Prime Minister announces the toughest restrictions on our way of life in living memory.
I urge you, at this moment of national emergency, to stay at home, protect our NHS, and save lives.
With the UK and Ireland on lockdown, and our governments urging the public to stay indoors, how could out of home remain relevant while its audience was obviously at home? We knew 14.5 million key workers were still travelling to work. How could we connect with both audiences? Overnight, we changed our advertising channel into a channel for good. We took the proven activation from out of home to mobile and we reversed it, using social media to broadcast messages of support and love to out of home screens. Within 1 week of lockdown, we had launched the My Heroes campaign and were the first to define the diversity of the key workforce that were going out every day. We lit up screens across the UK and Ireland with the faces of our everyday heroes hailed by the public. The out-of-home community came together to champion this idea, creating a campaign owned by the entire industry, the largest ever multi-format campaign in the 2 countries. We were live for 8 weeks on 1,292 sites. The campaign was micro-targeted in time, location, and meaning, connecting thousands of loved ones that couldn't be together. Like Chloe, who was delighted to see her face on screen as she left work, and her dad, who saw it in Milton Keynes when he couldn't see her in person. Or Sinead, who nominated her friend Kirsty, an anaesthetist who got engaged during lockdown, letting the whole nation celebrate with them. And Emily, a carer from the Isle of Wight, who found herself on Piccadilly Circus being thanked for her hard work. My Heroes was trending within a week on Twitter, inspiring a global emotional movement covered by the worldwide media. In the face of change, we needed to innovate. As the people thanking their heroes were mostly unable to leave home to see their faces light up the screens, we connected the 2 media channels, instantly replying on Twitter with an image of the tweet as it would appear on an out-of-home screen. Thousands of people and brands joined in to show the love for their heroes, creating incredible, meaningful stories and sharing their thanks in this unique and personal way. The efficacy of the campaign was in the support that the key workers felt when seeing their faces on screens on their way to and from work. And this is what they had to say.
I cycled past it most of my days to work, so it was really great to see my face, but not only my face, but faces of other heroes as well, so thank you.
The first couple of weeks were really tough for us on the road as paramedics, and seeing yourself up on the Piccadilly screens, that was pretty amazing, and it just makes you want to come back and keep doing what we're doing.
And that it made somebody smile, that it cheered somebody up, it gave somebody the motivation to go into work.
It hopefully showed her how proud I am of everything that she does.
Made me feel really overwhelmed with a lot of the support I got from family and friends.
My Heroes became a voice for the nation and an important time capsule. For those who were on lockdown, out of home became their opportunity to be out of home. The brands that were involved in the My Heroes campaign instantly saw the effects that it had on their teams. These brands were the first to return post-lockdown. First and foremost, we want to thank the public for shining the spotlight on our heroes. And this is why we believe this is the first campaign whose clients were the people of the UK and Republic of Ireland. And of course, none of this would have been possible without the collaboration of the out-of-home industry. So from us, thank you.